Hi, folks. George Rodriguez, El Conservador, talking to you from San Antonio on this Sunday, August 23rd, 2026. Let's talk about the poverty industry. What is the poverty industry? The poverty industry, my friends, is all of the federal, state, and local government funded agencies, programs, and projects that are supposed to address poverty or are supposed to help poor people in general. Private organizations such as churches and relief groups used to address poverty in the United States through charity work in the old days. They relied on private donations. However, in 1964, President Lyndon Johnson launched the War on Poverty aimed at reducing the poverty in the United States through various programs and reforms. It was part of Johnson's Great Society agenda, and it sought to address the root causes of poverty by improving education, job training, and access to health care. However, it did not address the culture of poverty. The federal government began giving multi-million dollar grants to states and local governments and providing direct grants and contracts to related groups and businesses. It's hard to find the exact figure of how much federal money went into the war on poverty in 1964, but today it's in the trillions of dollars. However, the total welfare costs have risen from $2,700 per person in 1969 to $29,000 per person in 2024. These welfare programs have become the new war on poverty, and the war on poverty has literally become a federally funded uh, industry, just like the defense industry. Ironically, the U.S. Poverty rate in 1964 was 19%, while in 2025, the official rate, according to the census, is 10.6. So, percentage wise, we have fewer poor people, but trillions of dollars in the poverty industry. The war on poverty, my friends, has spent billions of dollars to create more poor. That's because the poverty industry has grown its own market with a strong political support. As the poverty industry has grown in America, so has socialism. And socialism and the poverty industry, my friends, they go hand in hand. If we are going to talk about the growth of socialism at the federal, state, and local level, we must talk about the growth of the poverty industry. Besides the billions of dollars in federal funding, the poverty industry also receives funding from state and local governments. Advocates for the poverty industry deny the existence or the success of the American dream so that they can justify the poverty programs. And that, my friends, undermines the whole idea of America. When the poverty industry is held to scrutiny, its supporters will scream and yell racism and class warfare, just like they have in Minnesota. Most politicians fear being publicly branded, particularly by the mainstream media, as being racist or unchristian for holding the poverty programs accountable. Also, politicians use the poverty industry to control and reward constituents. It's a standard practice, my friends, among dictators and political bosses to economically control their constituents. And the poverty industry provides the means to reward and control. Economically independent people, my friends, are a dictator's and a socialist democrat's worst nightmare. That is why, my friends, if we're going to fight socialism in the United States, we must fight the poverty industry at the federal, state, and local levels. I'm George Rodriguez, El Conservador, talking to you from San Antonio. You can follow me on at elconservador.net. You can follow me on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. as well. Till next time.